Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the topic, what you need to know once your L-1 visa is approved. At the end of this video, you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your L-1 visa. Let's go. Alright guys, so we've been talking a lot how to get L-1 visa, what's affiliation, how many people you need to have in your business, how much investment you need to make, and all this kind of stuff. Watch this video if you want to know the basics for L-1 visa. It's important to understand the more advanced things about L-1 visa, and we are gonna be talking about the advanced stuff for L-1 visa and precisely what's going to happen after your L-1 visa is approved and what exactly you need to know, because this is very important stuff. Number one, L-1 visa validity. L-1 visa can be maximum issued for 7 years. If you got your L-1 visa for the new office, for the startup, it's going to be 1 year and then 2 years extension. So 1, then 2, 2, 2, up to 7 years. If you got L-1 visa to the existing business, you're gonna get it for 3 years and then 2 more extensions for 2 years. So 3, 2, and 2, 7 years. In both cases, if you have not requalified L-1 visa to EB-1C, you will need to get out of the US for 1 year and then you can reapply for another L-1 visa. And another thing that you need to understand that the length of L-1 visa, the stamp in your passport, could vary. Well, because it depends on the country. Usually you get it for 2 years and every 2 years you need to go back to the embassy to renew it. Some countries get 1 year L-1 visa, so it all depends, okay? Usually it's a 2-year stamp on the passport, and if it's expired, you need to get out and get a new visa. Number 2, employment authorization. It's important to understand that L-1 visa approval does not require that you get an additional filing for employment authorization. The approval itself is your employment authorization. The only person who needs to file for employment authorization is your spouse, who gets L2 status. If your spouse wants to work anywhere in the US, he or she needs to apply for employment authorization I-765 form. Number 3, dependents. Who are your dependents? Well, your spouse and your children under the age of 21 years old who are not married. Those people you will be able to bring to the States. Like I said in number 2, that your spouse will be able to work. He or she needs to file for employment authorization card. And your children will be able to go to public school for free. Of course, they can go to the private school, but you have to pay. And the private school in the US could be $20,000 a year or more. Number 4, international travel. Of course, if you have your passport stamp, you will have no limitation on how often you can travel outside of the US. However, I recommend that you stay in the US not less than 9 months a year. Otherwise, CBP officers will be asking you questions. Well, if you can control the US company without being present here, why do you need the visa? Do not overdo your stay outside of the US. Spread it equally for the year and not more than 3 months a year. Number 5, visa processing. And that probably should have been the first one, but whatever, it is what it is. Once you get the approval for your L-1 visa, you have to file the S-160 form to the US Embassy in your country and then go to the interview to get the visa stamped. Usually, this process takes about 2 months after you got your approval. So together with 6 months that you get the paperwork for your L-1 visa, it makes 8 months from the time you start working with my company till the time you come to the US with the L-1 visa. Number 6, the change of address. If you moved while you in the States on L-1 visa, you have to make sure that you change your address with USCIS. The easiest way to do this, if you type change of address USCIS in Google search, and the first website is gonna lead you to the proper place on USCIS website, so you could do it online. This form is called AR11. Number 7, social security number, and that one you need to apply for. You and your spouse, if he or she works, you guys both need to go to Social Security Administration of your geographical location. It's called SSA, Social Security Administration. Number 8, L-1 extension. As I mentioned before, guys, you get your status in the US for first 1 or 3 years, and then you have to extend it by 2 years increments. Do not miss the deadlines. You can file as early as 3 months before expiration of your current status to make sure that everything is done timely. If USCIS gets your extension petition 1 day later, that could be the reason that they deny your petition and you have to get out. So very important, keep in mind the dates and make sure you file the paperwork timely. And last but not least, the permanent residency. Once the company that you work in the US for gets to the size of 8 employees or more under your control, then you can file a case for EB1C, which means a green card, a permanent residency. Make sure that you do that once you achieved those landmarks, because things can change, okay? Once you achieve the 8 people or more under your control, and 2 or 3 among those 8 have to be the managers. So you control the managers, and managers control the subordinates. That gives you the recipe for filing for EB1C. And once you get your green card, you don't have to worry about any limitations on the business where you work if you own it, or if you just work, but nevertheless, no limitations, a green card, and 5 years from that point, you will be able to file for the American passport, which is the best thing ever. If you want to file for L-1 visa or EB1C visa, but you're not sure what's going on, what's the next step, I have a special offer for you. It's called a free evaluation of your L-1 case. What you need to do is go down below this video and find a link that's gonna say evaluation of business visa, free evaluation, okay? You don't have to pay a penny. You need to click on the link and fill out the form, and within 48 hours, I will get back to you with initial qualification of your case. I will tell you what you have, what you don't have, which program fits you, and also I will let you know if you have the potential to get an approval for L1 or EB1C. Smash the like button if you liked this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel because I release 2 fresh videos a week, and if you miss them, you just shoot yourself in the foot. Also, comment, ask questions, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok because I post a lot of exclusive content on those platforms. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.